Good evening, guys. I hope you're all doing okay as we continue to navigate ourselves through these difficult and challenging times. But also hope that you've been blessed today as we've been remembering the death of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ on this Good Friday. And it's on that note I would just like to share just a couple of very quick thoughts with you tonight. I was thinking just today of the wonderful scriptures, and I was thinking of the scripture in Hebrews, which talks about fix their eyes on Jesus. And I've just been wondering, what have we been looking at this week? Because it's so easy in these challenging times, we can get so caught up in what's happening in the world round about us. When we're constantly turning our news on and we're seeing how the death toll of COVID-19 is increasing. The number of people who are in hospital intensive care is increasing. All over the world we're just seeing chaos and carnage. And if we're not careful as we continue to look at these things, it can start to overwhelm us. And it can start to cause us to feel uptight, stressed, anxious, worried, fearful. And it's times as, particularly on Good Friday, when we're remembering what Jesus Christ accomplished for us at the cross. And it's good for us to turn our eyes back onto Him. Maybe we've lost our gaze slightly. Maybe we have been so caught up in what's happening in the world that we've just lost our focus upon Jesus. Well, tonight, as we're remembering Good Friday and celebrating, can I please just encourage all of us, let's turn our eyes off the things of this world and let's fix our eyes back upon Jesus. And the Word of God tells us this, Word of God tells us in Hebrews, fix their eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of faith. For the joy set before Him, He endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. When Jesus Christ hung upon that cross, He thought about you. And He thought about the wonderful, glorious, victorious life that you could live. But He knew in order for us to enjoy everything that He accomplished at the cross, that we had to firmly fix our gaze upon Jesus, to keep our eyes firmly fixed upon Him. Because it's when we keep our eyes fixed upon Jesus, that faith starts to increase inside of us. And when Jesus went to that cross, He knew the pain and the punishment that He was going to have to go through. But He looked beyond the cross, and He looked to the day where He would be back in the presence of His Father, seated at the right hand of God. And as we keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, we can also look forward to that day, one day, we are also going to be with Jesus. But not only are we going to be with Jesus one day, but we can enjoy Jesus in the here and now. We can enjoy the very presence of God as we go through, even in the midst of these difficult times. We can enjoy the presence of the one and true living God as we keep our eyes fixed on Jesus. And even just tonight, I'm not long back in it, I try to go out for a walk or a run every day, and quite a difficult week again, and I was just finishing off, I was quite late and finished my work tonight. I had a wee bite to eat with the family, and I thought I'll go out and get a wee bit of fresh air. And as I was just walking along the boulevard, I was just contemplating a few things, thinking what to share with you guys tonight, thinking ahead to Sunday as well. And as I was walking, it's as if God was just reminding me, Craig, keep your eyes on Jesus. Keep focused upon Him. And I recently finished off a book I was reading by Tozer about the pursuit of God. And in it he says these wonderful words. He's talking about faith, and faith is about keeping our gaze upon Jesus, keeping our eyes fixed on Him. And he says, when the habit of inward gazing Godward becomes fixed within us, we shall be ushered onto a new level of spiritual life, more in keeping with the promises of God and the mood of the New Testament. I don't know about you guys, but I long to see the reality of the New Testament in the life of our church today. And I long to see the reality of the promises of God being fulfilled in my life in keeping with the New Testament. And I believe in these days that God is wanting to raise up men and women who are going to keep their eyes firmly fixed upon Jesus, are not going to allow the stresses and the worries and the anxiety which is filling the world today. But we can be men and women of God who rise up and who walk in faith. And as we walk in faith, keeping our eyes fixed firmly upon Jesus, that we can know the peace of God, that perfect peace that passes understanding. And as we allow the peace of God to take a hold of our hearts, we'll let our light shine in the midst of this darkness. And just to finish off tonight, guys, I was just once again thinking of those wonderful famous words from Corrie ten Boom, and how relevant these words are for us tonight, and in particular in the situation that we find ourselves in. She says, if you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look at the news and look what's happening in the world around us, folks, you will become overwhelmed and distress will take a hold of your heart. She says, so if you look at the world, you'll be distressed. If you look within, you'll be depressed. We look at ourselves and our own natural limitations and we think, what good can I do? What impact can I going to have in the world today? The problems are so big, so vast. What difference am I going to make? And we start to look at our own limitations. We start to feel depressed. We start to go downwards. But Lenz goes on to say, if you look at God, you'll be at rest. Folks, I encourage you in this wonderful, glorious time of year as we're getting ready to celebrate the resurrection of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ on Sunday. And over this weekend as we're remembering his death, his burial, and yes, of course, on Sunday his resurrection. Keep your eyes fixed in Jesus. Let your eyes be fixed like a flint to the cross of Calvary, unshakable, unmovable. And as our eyes are fixed upon Jesus, faith will arise, peace will take a hold of your heart again, fear will vanish, anxiety will go, depression no more, and hallelujah, the joy of the Lord is your strength. God bless you all the rest of this night. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you.